So it is summer or close enough, and yard sale season is upon us. One of my favorite things. I love me a good yard sale. I've gotten so many wonderful things at yard sales, paying just pennies for items that would have cost me tens, hundreds, etc. dollars new. And I would love to give you some of my very best tips when it comes to maximizing your time and your dollars. If you don't know who I am, my name is Sarah, also known as Budget Girl here on the internet, and I make videos every single week on how to manage your money, pay off debt, and live the life of your dreams on less. And one of the ways that I live the life of my dreams is by never ever paying full price, and by keeping a list of things that I would love to pick up secondhand, or let's be honest, sometimes just finding things for resale that I can't live without, like some of the things you're about to see in my today's yard sale haul. So while we go over this, I'm gonna tell you some of my best tricks because I have this down to a science. If you like getting saving money down to a science, I would love it if you liked this video and also subscribed to join the frugal family, because we look out for each other here and save each other money. And the best friends are the ones that save you money. So first, let's jump in to planning appropriately to find yard sales. You are not going to have a good Saturday, Sunday morning if you just take off in your car around like whenever you wake up and drive around looking for yard sales. That is A, waste of gas, and B, a waste of time. There are several places where you can best prepare for yard sales, and the first is actually your local newspaper. But don't worry, I'm not gonna tell you to get a subscription to your local newspaper. I used to be a journalist, and it hurts my heart very much that there is not really much a market for that anymore. But pretty much every local newspaper still takes yard sale ads, and they post those online. If you search your local newspaper's name and garage sales, they will probably have an online PDF list or place on their website where you can see where local yard sales are. But the main reason I want you to check there before anywhere else is because that is where estate sales and estate sale companies advertise. Now, estate sales are one of the best places to yard sale at. Often, families of someone who has maybe died will hire an estate sale company to come and clear out the entire home of that person for them. So there's a lot more variety than there would be at your average yard sale, where people are getting rid of stuff that they don't need anymore, or perhaps they've upgraded. This is an entire home's worth of stuff. This is where you can get furniture, kitchen items, home items, a lot of really fantastic stuff for just pennies on the dollar. Absolutely, I always put estate sales at the top of my list when I'm going garage selling. Now, those also do generally go all day, or sometimes they're even multi-day functions. The estate sale company will come in, they will price everything, and then on the second day, or maybe the afternoon if it's just a one-day sale, they'll mark everything half off, which is also an excellent time to go. So when I'm planning my route, I either go very first thing to the estate sales, or I go there last, hoping that I'll get some really, really fantastic deals. And we'll talk about negotiating in a second, but you can absolutely negotiate at estate sales. The next thing I do is, after I've looked on my newspaper's website to see what yard sales are listed there, I look at Facebook. There are often a lot of buy sale and trade groups, or even garage sale groups that you can join, and people will post not only that they're having a garage sale, but photos of what they are selling, which is key, because I live in a fairly big area, and there's no possible way that I can go to all the garage sales around here. I have to pick and choose. So by looking at the photos of what's on offer and knowing what I'm personally shopping for, I can avoid the rubbish and make sure that I'm going to the ones that might best suit my needs. For instance, once I have a kid, I will absolutely be going to garage sales to purchase things for those children, because children's stuff is extremely expensive and I don't want to pay that much. However, the cold hard fact of it is that personal garage sales that have a lot of children's stuff don't often have much of anything else. Think of it this way: if you've just finished raising a baby from like 0 to 2 or 3, there's not a lot of renovating usually going on during that time, and you're not usually upgrading things in your home during that time. It's mostly gonna be kid stuff. So because I don't have kids and I'm not in the market for kids stuff, that is one thing that I can just completely eliminate a yard sale if I either see baby stuff, kids X through Y age stuff at the very top of the ad, because it's mostly gonna be kid stuff. So after I've looked at my newspaper listings and my online listings, you can go to Craigslist and see if anyone's listed any garage sales. I usually stop shy of that and just cultivate my list of where I want to go from the newspaper and also from the buy, sell, trade or garage sale sites on Facebook. I kind of note what addresses I might want to go to, and I plug them all into Google Maps. And I'll tell you why, because my time is worth money. And by plugging in 5 or 6 addresses into Google Maps, I can rearrange them based off of where they're located and get the most efficient route, so I'm not driving back and forth across town. While I'm on that route, I can decide whether to deviate if I see a yard sale sign, or if I pass one that looks good or not, and just stay on the route. Some days I'm feeling like staying on the route. Other days I just go where the sales take me and completely deviate from my list whatsoever. Either way, but going in with a plan is always smart. My next tip is prepare for the day of. Get up early. I am all for sleeping in on a Saturday, but I'll tell you what, if I had been at this one sale I went to today 20 minutes earlier, I'd be the owner of a lot more wonderful plants. I just missed them. You have to get up early-ish. I'm not saying you have to go out at 5 a.m. because nobody likes the yard sellers that go out at 5 a.m. But get out of the door by 7 or 8 and starting a tour. You're gonna get the best stuff. You're gonna get the cheapest stuff. It's just the way it works, because by 10 or 11 a.m. everything is picked over. While you're headed out, make sure to take a big jug of water. I brought this one with me because it is, well, the temperature is like 90 outside, but it says it feels like 103. Make sure to hydrate. You're not gonna last. You need a clear head. Bring water with you. If possible, grab a snack beforehand or grab breakfast beforehand. Yard seling's hard work, y'all. This is a bit of a beginner tip, but it's always good to remember that most garage sales or even estate sales will not take cards. Bring your cash and only bring like a tiny little wallet or a purse that you can walk around with. You want your hands free to touch all the things, and as the smaller bills that you can possibly have, the better things are gonna go when it comes to negotiate. Once you are at the sale, take a loop and grab anything that you might want. If you're thinking about something, do not leave it on the table. Walk around with it. If you change your mind, set it back down. More than once I've had the issue where I will take a sweep and I'm like, ooh, that looks interesting, and I'll walk past it, and by the time I get back around to it, it's gone. Pick it up, even if it's heavy. Ugh. I made Jacob carry this one. Once you've actually decided what you want, and remember to shop with a mental list, my best strategy is to get everything I'm interested in, even if it's only 2 items, and then negotiate on a price for everything. I'm telling you, this is the way to do it. So let's say this book is $2, this tray is $2. I come up, I'll say, we take $1 each, or will you take 3 for both? Negotiating a price for the lot is always going to be more attractive to the yard sale owner or the estate sale owner, because 1, you're taking a batch of things off of their hands, and 2, they haven't had as much time to be like, well, that's $4, that's $3, $2. Usually they'll just be like, yeah, that's fine. Or they might come up a little bit. If I say, will you take 2 for these? They'll go, I'll do 3. And that would be fine with me. Also, at estate sales, don't be afraid to negotiate. Like I said, it's a little intimidating if you go in and there's this big house and there's all this staff, and sometimes the prices are a little high. And even if it's like the 50% off time, just take that as a notification of, we want to get out of here, and bring your batch of stuff and say, will you take X for this? Have the cash ready, be willing to negotiate just a little bit up or down, but don't walk away paying more than you're comfortable with, ever. I shouldn't even have to say that. Things like this are made to negotiate. If you were uncomfortable negotiating, bring a friend like me. who loves it. Love it. In fact, when Jamie and I went on our cruise down in Mexico a couple of weeks ago, that is negotiation city. All of the shops down there mark everything really high, and you have to go in there and you have to lowball them, and then they highball you, and you back and forth. You have to be willing. Sometimes you have to do the thing where you're like, I don't really want it that much, and you walk away and they'll be like, senorita. And and it's a fun little game that people like me really, really love. I'm certain that you have an extrovert in your life that would love to come along with you and is willing to hardball it a little bit. And if not, maybe just try it yourself. But you can't lose anything. At the very least, you walk away and you didn't buy anything. It's fun. Another tip is to make sure that you are not just purchasing things, and this is for life, not just yard sales. Make sure that you are purchasing things that you will actually use and want and need, and are not just doing the, oh, that's so cheap, that was so expensive, I know how much that costs, but it's so cheap right now, so I should purchase it. All you're doing is preparing for your future yard sale. Don't do that. Try your very, very best not to do that. Always, 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 before you go to the checkout, even if the yard sale people are like kind of pressuring you, like, I'll give you a good deal on it, make sure that you know that you are willing to not only give of your money, but to give of your space in your home for it, dedicate your time to cleaning it, and that you are willing to make a commitment to that item. I realize that sounds very serious, but I try to go into all of my shopping endeavors with that mindset, and I very rarely regret a purchase. So today I went to 4 yard sales, but I plotted my route. I started and ended with the estate sales, and I made my route go from College Station, where I live, out to Bryan, where the library event was, and then land us back home right by College Station. So at the first estate sale, I bought 2 things. I bought this giant concrete bird bath because I have become an old bird watching lady, and I don't regret it. You can actually probably hear some sweet little birds outside, and I have bird feeders and I really enjoy watching them from my couch. So I just been talking with Jacob about how we should get a little bird bath out there, so that in this intense summer heat, they'd have somewhere to like play and get a little water. And also I would really enjoy watching birds take baths. Sounds a little voyeuristic, but I think it's just mostly gonna be like cute feathers. So this is gonna go outside. It's also heavy enough to not get knocked over by our friendly neighborhood squirrel Becky, who has knocked over my pots before, but I still love her. So this was originally priced at $15, and I got it for $7 because it was half off. I also got this tray that was marked for $2, and I got it for $1. I need to be stopped with the trays, but I love them, and I love a vintage floral. At the next one, I spotted this really cool thing. It is a tea light, and it has a chain to hang and even swag it, and it's just awesome. It actually has the original price tag on it. This was made by Target and was originally $39.99. Well, it's made in India for Target brands, copyright 2008. So it still has the tag on it, and it's been sitting in this house, which was actually very cool. It was full of like all of these Asian inspired things, and if I had more of that style in my house, I would have been going hog wild. But I thought this was really cool. I'm gonna put it in this area behind me, hanging, just because I think it's awesome. And I might try to figure out how to get like an LED type light in here. I just really love it. And it was $7. Jacob was with me today because he's very kind and will take me yard sailing as long as we get tacos at a local taqueria. He got 3 cool history type books, mythology, history, and they were $1 each. And I also got this, which is a little pouch filled with very pretty vintage handkerchiefs, which are normally so expensive. I don't know why they are. I always pick up my cloth napkins and handkerchiefs because I actually do keep these in my purse as like a, you know, way to blow my nose, fix my makeup during the day. I enjoy them. I don't think they need to match. And this was a whole lot of them for $2.50. So that was my haul today. I was not necessarily looking for much, but I came away with some real treasures, and I spent less than $20. So I would love to know what your best yard sale tips are. If you often go yard sailing, if you are a complete pro at it like I am. I'm not bragging at this point, it's just a fact. And make sure to like this video and subscribe if you want more money tips, tricks, and if you want me to show you more garage sale hauls. Because, my God, how cute is this? I love it. I love it so much. And I never would have spent $40 on it, ever in my life. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye. I feel like I need someone to follow me around and tell me I don't need any more trays.